Avian influenza, colloquially referred to as bird flu, is a zoonotic disease caused by many different viruses or virus types and occurs in wild bird species that can infect poultry. Migrating infected wild birds can spread these avian influenza viruses to Dutch poultry farms. The different virus strains can be divided into low pathogenicity and high pathogenicity. In the event of an outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza, third countries can impose certain export restrictions. In the Netherlands, strict hygiene measures are applied to prevent infection. Besides that, a system of periodic monitoring has been established on poultry farms. An early warning system obliges companies to report their mortality rates. Furthermore, both active and passive surveillance is carried out. In the unlikely event of poultry on a farm testing positive for highly pathogenic avian influenza, the birds on this farm will be culled immediately, and the farm will be cleaned and disinfected intensively, following strict protocols. And very strict regionalization measures will be imposed on all farms within a 3 and 10-kilometer radius of the farm at which the positive test occurred. The measures that are taken in the Netherlands in the event of an outbreak are based on both national and European laws and regulations, and are supervised by official authorities. The purpose of these measures is to prevent the spread of a highly pathogenic avian influenza. The measures that will be taken are as follows. The animals on the infected farm need to be culled and the farm officially cleaned and disinfected. Farms at which there may have been contact with infected poultry will be screened, and if necessary, the birds culled. Strict international legislation has implemented restrictions for the 3 and 10-kilometer areas. For example, poultry from within the area may not be transported, and poultry products from the area must be traceable at all times. Regionalization is applied. The 3-kilometer zone is set up as a protection zone and is maintained for a minimum of 21 days. The 10-kilometer zone is set up as a surveillance zone and is maintained for a minimum of 30 days. All poultry farms in the 3-kilometer area will be tested. If poultry on a farm tests positive, it will be culled immediately. A national regulatory measure to keep poultry indoors may be introduced to prevent poultry from getting infected. Strict hygiene protocols apply to all partners in the poultry chain. For example, only essential veterinary care is allowed. To prevent further spread of the virus, there are restrictions for hunting and, for example, events with live birds. This regionalization ensures that all transport and slaughter movements can take place in a controlled manner. Through channelization, it can be guaranteed that no meat from restricted areas enters the market. Products from restricted areas are marked and kept separate from other products. In this way, it is easy to monitor products from the surveillance zone and ensure that these are not exported. This in turn means that the imposition of export restrictions for the whole of the Netherlands is unnecessary, and that it is sufficient to accept zoning and only impose export restrictions on farms inside the restriction zone. In this manner, export of safe poultry meat from the Netherlands is guaranteed. Due to all the measures that are being taken, and despite the fact that it is permitted within the European Union to consume poultry meat coming from within the surveillance zones, regionalization means that it is possible to guarantee at all times that only products from outside the restricted zones are exported to third countries. This is in accordance with the WTO SPS Agreement, Article 6, and the Terrestrial Animal Health Code of the World Organization for Animal Health. For additional information about the Dutch poultry meat sector, please visit www.eupoultry.eu or www.hollandpoultry.com.